Right now, without feeling a thing, you are moving faster than the speed of sound. If you're standing near the equator, the ground beneath your feet is racing east at more than 1,000 miles per hour. You can't feel it because everything around you is moving with you. The air, the oceans, even the chair you're sitting on. But imagine the Earth stopped, not slowed, stopped. For 1 single second, the ground would stop. You wouldn't. Your body would keep moving at the same speed it does right now. And in that 1 second, the Earth would tear itself apart. Not slowly, but all at once. To understand why, you need one rule. A rule you learned in school and never thought about again. Isaac Newton wrote it down over 300 years ago. It's called inertia. An object in motion stays in motion. That's the whole problem. The ground can stop. The thing standing on it can't. If the solid Earth froze for 1 second, everything not bolted to bedrock would keep going. You, your house, your car, entire cities near the equator would be ripped sideways at over 1,000 miles an hour, scraped across the surface like sand flicked off a spinning record. But the people aren't the worst part. The worst part is the air. The atmosphere isn't attached to the ground. It's spinning with the Earth, carried by the same motion you can't feel. So when the surface stops, the air doesn't. In an instant, the sky keeps moving. A wind faster than any hurricane in history. Faster than sound. It would strip the surface bare. Buildings, forests, soil, gone. The friction would heat the air, shred everything into debris, and ignite fires across the land. Some astronomers have described it simply a sudden scouring of the planet's surface. Almost nothing on it would survive. And then there's the water. The oceans hold an unimaginable amount of momentum. Stop the Earth, and the seas keep racing east. Not a wave. A wall of water moving faster than a jet, sweeping across entire coastlines until there's nothing left to sweep. All of this, from 1 second. But that's only if it stopped for a single second. If it stayed stopped, the disaster would become something stranger. The Earth isn't a perfect sphere. It bulges at the equator. A point on the equator sits about 13 miles farther from the Earth's center than a point at the poles. And that bulge exists for one reason only. The spin. The rotation flings the planet's mass outward, just slightly, like dough flattening on a spinning plate. The oceans follow that bulge. Right now, spin and gravity hold the seas in a thin shell wrapped evenly around the world. But take the spin away, and the bulge relaxes. Gravity begins pulling the water toward wherever the planet's mass is greatest, the poles. Slowly, the oceans would drain off the middle of the Earth and pile up at the top and bottom. You'd be left with 2 enormous polar oceans, and a single unbroken ring of dry land wrapping all the way around the equator. One giant supercontinent circled by water at both ends. A world map that looks nothing like the one in your head, and the day itself would break. Without rotation, there's no sunrise, no sunset. Half the planet would face the sun for months, baking under endless daylight. The other half would freeze in endless night. A single day would last a full year, because the only thing left turning would be the Earth's slow path around the sun. So the real question isn't, what if the Earth stopped spinning? It's something quieter and far more unsettling, because the Earth is already slowing down. This isn't a hypothetical. It's happening right now, underneath everything you do. Billions of years ago, a day on Earth lasted only about 6 hours. The planet spun so fast the sun rose and set several times inside one of our days. We know this because ancient coral grew a tiny band for every day it lived. And by counting those bands, scientists can read how many days once fit into a single year. There were more of them. The days were shorter. Since then, the Earth has been slowing, and it has never stopped. The cause is the moon. The moon's gravity pulls on our oceans and creates the tides, but those tides drag against the spinning Earth like a brake pad pressing on a wheel. Bit by bit, that friction steals the planet's rotational energy. The Earth slows, and the energy it loses is handed to the moon, which drifts a little farther away from us every year. The numbers are tiny. Over the long run, the day grows longer by roughly 1.7 milliseconds every century. So small you'll never feel it. But it adds up. For decades, timekeepers have used leap seconds, single extra seconds slipped into our clocks to keep atomic time aligned with the Earth's uneven rotation. The Earth slips, we patch it, and almost nobody notices. Push that forward far enough, and you reach a strange endpoint. In the deep future, the Earth's spin and the Moon's orbit could lock together completely. A day as long as a month, the spin nearly gone. We'll never see it. The sun will likely swallow the planet first, but the direction is set. The spin that throws you east at 1,000 miles an hour. The spin that holds the oceans in place. The spin that hands you a sunrise every single morning. It's dying. Slowly. Quietly. By milliseconds. And that's the part nobody thinks about. You spend your whole life standing on something that feels perfectly, absolutely still. Solid ground. The one thing you trust never to move, but it was never still. It's been hurtling beneath you since before you were born. And the only reason you feel calm is that everything around you is moving at the exact same speed. Stillness was always an illusion. So the next time you watch the sun come up, remember what it actually is. Not the sun rising. You. Turning. You were never standing still. You just never felt the spin.